Everything was going really well. I had a full day of teaching. I had walked the dog and I had just done the food shop, and at 35 weeks I felt absolutely fine. I was getting ready to just settle down for the evening and have my dinner, and then I noticed that suddenly my entire body had just swollen and I didn't recognise myself at all. I went straight to the hospital because it was just so bizarre, out of nowhere with no warning. And whilst being sat in the waiting room, I started this headache. And to call it a headache is an understatement. And without scaring people, so that's the last thing I wanted to do, it was the piercing pressure at the front of my head, and the sensitivity to light and sound is something I will hopefully never go through again. But it's that mixed with the fear of feeling like something is taking over your body and you are entirely out of control of it. And not only with your life, but you have the life of your unborn child. This is with my daughter, and I had my husband with me. I was very lucky that I had someone there to support me. But then again, at the same time, even though I was at this point, I had fallen unconscious with the pain of this headache. My husband saw the whole thing, and he just sat there watching a room full of doctors and nurses trying to find a vein for magnesium sulfate. I started to come around a little bit because the noise had woken me up, and I just remember thinking, if I don't let these professionals take over and be in charge of me and my daughter, if I think I can do this on my own, I won't get out of here, because this is beyond me. And as a self-confessed control freak, that took quite a lot. But I remember the doctors putting drips into my arms, trying to find a vein, and I remember feeling like I was just swamped with a grey fog that was just surrounding me. I couldn't see people. It was just the weirdest thing. And when I eventually came round with the feeling of the waves of the magnesium sulfate going through my body, every couple of minutes you get a really hot wave of this thing that was in your system that wasn't there a couple of hours ago, and then suddenly really cold, and then I miraculously came back to feeling human again. And that was, in that time frame, that was 1 hour. That was 1 hour. And I don't think what happened if I decided to go on a slightly longer dog walk, or I decided I'll just unpack the food shop first before going into hospital. And I'm incredibly fortunate that I get to sit here now and talk about what happened to me, because I made it. And unfortunately, the truth is that a lot of women, unfortunately, don't. It's not spoken about. I didn't know anything about preeclampsia before I had it. I thought it was just a throwaway term in appointments, and maybe I should have researched into it more, but you have enough things to deal with buying nursery furniture and signing up to all the different classes and things. I'm also even luckier to say that my daughter also made it. She was low birth weight, premature. Yes, that was terrifying. But spreading the knowledge and awareness and doing something about letting people know about preeclampsia and their partners as well, hopefully that will help others in the future not go through what we did as a family.